Hey kids, have you ever heard of a character so obscure and been bounced around by so many different companies, yet was popular enough to get his own movie? Well, you have today, because today we're talking about the Rocketeer. So if you like steampunk style science and rockabilly style clothing, I suggest you stick around. Alrighty, the Rocketeer. Originally created by writer and illustrator Dave Stevens in 1982. Yes, that's correct. This character was made in 1982. The 1980s was kind of sort of bringing back all the older things from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, so this wasn't really that much of a surprise. However, the Rocketeer, or Cliff Secord, I'm not even kidding, that's his real name, does kind of seem like a character who you would think belongs in the 30s, which could more or less be because most of his stories take place in the 30s. To be more specific, 1938's Los Angeles and New York City, influenced by the King of the Rocket Men movie serial and the syndicated Commando Cody TV series, both from Republic Pictures, and pinup diva Betty Page, who, among other things, which we're not going to get into on this show, would become the main influence on drawing his girlfriend, Jenny Blake. The Rocketeer first appeared in 1982 as a backup feature in issues 2 and 3 of Mike Jarrell's, I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly, Star Slayer series from Pacific Comics. Two more installments appeared in Pacific Comics Showcase, Comic Pacific Presents, issues 1 and 2. The fourth chapter ended in a cliffhanger that was later concluded in a special Rocketeer issue when Eclipse Comics got the rights after Pacific Comics defunct. The complete story was then collected by Eclipse in a single volume titled The Rocketeer. Those events would start something that no one could have foreseen. In 1988, Comico Comics got the rights after Eclipse defunct to The Rocketeer, in which they would publish two installments. The third and final installment would not appear until 1995 when Dark Horse got rights to it because Comico Comics defunct. Do you kind of see a pattern going on here? Anyways, Dark Horse would then collect all three installments and would publish them in a trade paperback titled The Rocketeer, Cliff's New York Adventure, and would stay with Dark Horse until they sold the rights to IDW Publishing. On February 28th, 2009, IDW Publishing announced a hardcover collection series for the entire series for the first time, intended to be published in October 2009. The Rocketeer The Complete Adventures contained new coloring by Laura Martin, who Dave Stevens had hand-chosen himself prior to his death. The book appeared in December, 2 months later, then announced in two versions, a standard hard-covered trade paperback edition with full-color dust jacket and a second, more lavish deluxe edition limited to 3,000 hardcover copies. The deluxe edition used different Stevens artworks for its dust jacket and was issued in a illustrated all-color slipcase. It also had full-color illustration end papers, while the deluxe contains the same Rocketeer comic reprints as the trade edition. It contains more than 130 pages of previously uncollected Rocketeer material, such as sketches, premieres, character designs, script pages, photographs, original art pages, and commentaries by Dave Stevens, along with several peers who occasionally assisted him on the Rocketeer title. The deluxe edition sold out almost immediately upon publication, but IDW planned a second printing. It would be 2 more years before the Rocketeer would see his first new story since 1995, which would come in May 2011, which would feature artwork by John, I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing these next surnames correctly, so bear with me, Casade, Mike Allred, Kirk Bazurk, and Michael Kuta, along with pins by Mike Migola, Dave Stewart, and Jim Slike. However, for some reason, The Rocketeer has never gotten a full ongoing series since 1995. All I can say that this character is a great character and is worth picking up. However, with that being said, I can kind of see where things went wrong, especially with Hollywood Horror not being able to make up its mind on whether it wanted to be a fan series or a newcomer-friendly series. The Rocketeer has yet to get another series since February 2013, And with that being said, this kind of ends our look back on the Rocketeer character. I hope that this video has encouraged the people who are listening to it to go pick up the series. And actually, yeah, that's pretty much all I have. No funny jokes, just really like this character. Yeah. So anyways, I'm the comic book guy, and I'll see you guys next week.